Hello there, everybody. And today for Batman the Animated Series, I'm reviewing Robin's Reckoning Part 1 and 2. So, this is a more Robin-centered episode before the show changed from the adventures of Batman and Robin, I'm pretty sure. But, this is more about Robin's origin. And I gotta say, this is definitely one of the greater episodes of the show, since we get a deep nosedive at Batman and Robin's sort of rocky relationship throughout their careers as crime fighters. It literally opens with them on a roof. Probably my favorite scene of the two is Robin's just wondering what's going to be happening next, and Batman just keeps saying, But it's interrupted by a group of criminals, and Batman and Robin do take them down, but one stays behind and they hang him upside down and they try to get the information of who's behind the crime going on, but he refuses. But Batman decides to just let him dangle to death until he finally does reveal it. And the name sounds familiar, causing Robin to go research what's going on, but Batman doesn't want Robin to help out with the case because it could lead to somewhere personal. Because once Robin does find out who the criminal is behind these crimes, it's revealed to be Robin's old parents' killer, Tony Zucco. So this basically tells us the origin of Robin. If you don't know, in the comics, Dick Grayson was raised in the circus, but after his parents refused to pay protection money or whatever, they were killed by Tony Zucco by getting rid of the net line for the stunt they do. I forget what it's called in the circus, but they fall to their deaths, and it basically leaves Dick an orphan, causing Bruce to take him under his wing and have him be his son, foster son. But once we do see the origin of the parents, like you actually do feel the sadness of Dick Grayson. Like you feel his heart, his like sadness once we see his eyes in shock. Even Bruce is in the crowd watching, of course, in this version of the Robin story. And we even see like a much younger Bruce Wayne, which is cool. And we see a much earlier Batman costume in this episode, where instead it has like a black bat symbol on it, and the belt and the cape, except in the current suit it's the yellow thing and then the Batman symbol on it. But that's a nice early suit, which I really like. I thought it was similar to the new Batman Adventures, where it's just a black and gray suit. But this is like Batman's first costume. But what really stands out about this episode is young Dick's relationship with Bruce, where Bruce can't show up to spend time with Dick because Bruce is actually going out of his way to find Tony Zucco. And he even disguises himself and he gets involved with some gangsters. But once Bruce does show up at the Wayne Manor, he actually offers Dick to go to a ball game, and he says he's sorry for not being around as much. But this is probably my favorite scene of the whole episode. It just symbolizes that Bruce does care for Dick, even if he seems like he doesn't want Robin to tag along for the mission, because for his own protection. It just shows that Bruce does have a heart. He doesn't, and a lot of people love saying how the Robins are treated like soldiers, but nah, I don't agree with that, since Batman does value his family, because it is called the Bat Family after all. And this moment here definitely shows his care for Dick. But once we get back to the present, Robin is frustrated that he can't go after Tony Zucco. Batman tells him no. But once Robin puts on the helmet, he goes after Tony Zucco. The next episode, part 2, is where I watched the Batman review of this, and basically he didn't really like part 2 because the writing was a lot different in part 2 in a different animation studio. Honestly, I didn't really notice any errors. And they even showed, like, in the credits, the voice actor of young Robin is 9 or 10. It says on Robin's age on there for some reason. I guess that could just be some random error in the credits. But the credits go by so fast that you can't even notice. That's a random point out, I know. But what really stands out about this episode is once Batman does try to track Tony Zuko, it doesn't really go well. Since Batman ends up injuring his leg, and he has to use it as, like, a cane. He has to, like, walk around with it while Robin's trying to track down Tony. But Batman's trying to stop him from doing it. But it all leads to, like, a carnival fight where Robin does catch up to Tony Zuko, and he actually almost takes his revenge in the moment until Batman's able to stop him. We also did get more nice flashbacks where Bruce and Robin are, like, fencing each other. And we also saw a younger Jim Gordon. I forgot to also mention, I do like the orange hair, which I thought was nice. But, yeah, these flashbacks are easily the best part of the part 2 as well. But, once we do get to the finale, I don't know, the person of Batman did feel the ending was rushed. I kind of see his point, since we could have saw more of a dynamic between Batman and Robin, like their tension, but I felt like it was really well done in the first part. And even Batman tells Robin he doesn't want Robin to go too far on Tony Zuko, even though Tony Zuko is a crazy dude in this version of the character. But Robin doesn't commit the act. But I don't really see it as a cringy moment where Robin tries to almost lose his edge. I feel like it makes sense, since he does want revenge for what happened to his parents, just like how Bruce wanted vengeance for what happened to his parents. So I view it as symbolizing their grief, if you know what I mean. But yeah, part 2 does end on a good note between a somewhat repaired relationship between Batman and Robin. But Robin wouldn't return for a little while in this show until they did Fox forced Robin to return for a cast regular in this show. But Robin's Reckoning was easily one of the best episodes of Batman the Animated Series. I'd definitely give it like a 9 out of 10. Maybe just a few nitpicks. But overall, I think this episode's definitely one of the more memorable episodes. If you want to check out a Robin story, a great Robin story, definitely check out this one. So the next episode, I think, is the Joker Fish episode. So I'm excited to talk about that for sure. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.